We are here and it is time to start looking at our flowers for the month of October. And I am super excited because fall has officially started and we can start moving back into some different types of flowers, mix it up from the stuff that we did over the summertime. So let's take a look at what they have and think about what we could combine together to get fall, you know, here where the leaves don't really change color. Well, at least not until winter. First, you know, it's my favorite. This is like my favorite Florida friendly plant, and the native is like my favorite also, and that's Coreopsis. If we want to think fall, if we're looking to get some reds and yellows into our garden, I feel like you gotta go with Coreopsis. And look, the bees love it. The bees love it. Whether it's the native or the Florida friendly, I'm gonna tell you Coreopsis, bees love it, butterflies love it. It's a great one to add to your garden. The one thing is versus our native Coreopsis, this one tends to bloom a lot longer through the season. So if you're looking to add some Coreopsis, I just feel like this is just fall, right? The oranges, the yellows, I guess not orange, marigold, I don't know. That yellow red combo, it's giving fall. And as I think about making some flower container switches, you know I'm gonna have a hard time resisting, especially because I feel like I'm very justified in picking this one out. And if it's down between me picking out a pink flower and this, I might end up picking this. We have, of course, our invasive lantanas. This is a lantana camera. This is actually a pretty big shrubby plant, and it wouldn't really do well in the whiskey barrels that I like to fill at this time of year. So, but if you're looking for shrubs, the native lantana, pineland lantana, aka Lantana depressa, is also a shrub similar to the lantana camera. It doesn't get quite as big. Well, it kind of depends. It depends if you're getting the large lantana camera or the smaller ones, but even our lantana, that's a shrub, will get about this height. And then actually the lantana involucrata, aka button sage, which is native, will get, you know, actually up to about here. That's about what, 3, 4 feet tall? Ooh, what is this? This is a Supercal Petua. It's a type of petunia, because I was thinking it's giving petunia. And look at those reds. Ooh, let's mix and match. Let's try it out. Petunias are coming back around, and it looks like they just watered everyone. These Coreopsises look so happy. But this could be like a fun fall combo. What do you guys think? I really like this really rich maroonish color. I feel like it's gonna want really sunny locations. Oh, paid no attention to the sign. I thought of that all on my own. But yeah, that could be a really interesting combo. And look, they just got so many Coreopsis out, and these just look so happy. So happy. Oh, I want to add 1 million more to my garden. Yes. Those are cute. More lantanas. We got white lantanas. We got pink lantanas. These all look like they're part of the, let's see, the lantana cameras. And if you're wondering about our native one that also is white, it's not white like this. You see how this one's white with like yellow centers? It's a very bright white. Our lantana, our native lantana to Florida, where I live, is kind of, it's got like a little pinkish center. And then it puts out these really pretty berries that the birds definitely eat. So we got lantanas. So we're just gonna kind of move past those because I will not be adding any non-native lantanas to my garden. Now all those look like they're sterile, and I do have a video kind of talking you guys through how to identify sterile. If that's ever something of interest to you, is getting a non-native lantana and you wanna make sure you don't get invasive ones that spread, that would be something to consider. Of course we have pentas. Pentas. I do love pentas, and they are looking a lot happier at this time of year. Looks like we're now back to adding the whites in, and we got some sun patience in white also. Let's go this way. Ooh, more of those Supercal petunias, but we also have a lighter one. What's this one called? Is something different? Kind of the same, but look at that. It's just kind of like a different color. It's giving us a little bit more like pink mauve. I think that is nice. I'm gonna try to stay away from pink, guys, I promise, but I do feel like that gives a little bit of relief because I think sometimes we can have so many dark, rich colors with fall that you do want to, I feel personally like I would want to give a pop of brightness, a pop of maybe like a cool tone, just to give a little bit of relief to the eye. And look at how this is working, right? With this dark, rich flowers and then this pop of pink, a little bit of white. That's cute. Lantana, ooh, these melopodiums do not look very overgrown. I don't know that they look bad, they just look overgrown. It looks like we have some blanket flowers here. These, of course, are not native to Florida. I know a lot of people talk about native blanket flowers, but this is just a Florida-friendly gaillardia. But look at that. That's like a happy little yellow flower. Let's see. Let's take it over to some other colors and just see how this looks. Ooh. I feel like that yellow does not go with that red. I feel like the coreopsis would better. But you know what? They have these brighter gaillardias. I got the red gaillardias. I forget what they called it particularly. These are Mesa Peach. Yes, they are very much giving like peach. Does it look peach to you? Because it in person looks like the inside of a peach. And so I feel like that's more summer, less fall. But I feel like you can work it in and make it work, because it also is kind of giving sunflower vibes. And I feel like for up north, sunflowers can be fall-ish. I don't know. I don't live there. I live in Florida. Dianthus. It's back. And we have two colors here to choose from. We've got Rockin' Red and Rockin' Purple. Okay, so we're just rocking it out. I like that. Actually, those three together, it gives kind of like, it's giving me sherbet. Look at that. That's pretty. That's fall, but it's giving a little bit of brightness in there. I think that's cute. I like the dianthus. Ooh, I might add dianthus back in now that we're kind of heading out of those hotter days. It's a little bit cooler. I'm gonna tell you, just being here a month later, it's so much cooler. And these are really cute. How tall do these ones get? 10 to 12 inches wide, 8 to 14 inches high. That'll be something to consider. I'm looking to create some more layers. I also have those flower beds up front I need to backfill, so I'm really thinking about how I'm going to combine things not only for pots, but also in some bigger landscaped areas. Oh look, who's back? It's verbena. This is a Florida-friendly verbena. This is a nice rich red. We of course have our native verbenas. You might see them listed as Tampa verbena or beach verbena, but those are actually like a pinky purple. Kind of, but I say they're closer to the scar color, not quite, but they're more bright and in that end than they are anywhere near this. But there's a lot of rich reds here, and I feel like these reds could also transition as we head into Christmas time for the fall. I don't know that I would put anything like this together. Those colors are pretty together. How about that? That feels like McDonald's. I don't know. Not that there's anything wrong with McDonald's, it's just giving me McDonald's colors. Garas, I just added some last month. This one is really pretty, and I think it does add a lot of texture. And this seems to go a lot of year in Florida, but I feel like these ones are not looking very happy. Along with this African daisy, this is looking very leggy. Buy in bulk. Well, we're probably trying to move these out in preparation for other flowers. Wow, look at all this color. Look at all this color. Now these are perennials, so we won't be adding any of these, but versus like the last couple months, the perennials are a lot less. Now over here we have some celosia. So we have it in orange, we have it in pink. Actually, it looks like they kind of have them combined. I did try pruning mine to see how it did. It looks like it's bouncing back, so that's kind of cool. So you can, it looks like, prune them. I'm gonna continue to test mine to see like how good it's gonna look in the long term, but something to think about. Celosias, marigolds. This is very much giving fall vibes. Fall vibes. More lantanas, and then, oh my gosh, just so many. It's chrysanthemum time. This is my birth flower for the month of November, so I'm a big fan of chrysanthemums. I love chrysanthemums. These look really pretty. And this is kind of like a put together pot. So you got probably, who knows how many chrysanthemum plants. There's at least, I can tell you, it looks like 2 or 3 in this pot, probably 4. I'm really curious. I don't want to shove my head in there, but I'm curious how many plants they shoved in here. Can we find out? Are we curious? I can't tell. This is a hard plant to tell, but I'm gonna say they probably have 4 plants there, plus a Mexican, oh, what do they call Mexican feather, Mexican, it's a grass. I believe it is invasive. I don't know if this version of it's invasive, but you guys can remind me in the comments. Chrysanthemums. Chrysanthemums in maroon, burgundy, chrysanthemums in white. More chrysanthemums, look at that. Combined with my coreopsis, I think that's really cute. That's pretty. Then we have chrysanthemums in yellow, chrysanthemums in orange. Ooh, we can count better. Oh, I was right, 4, because you can see orange, burgundy, orange, burgundy. So yeah, they're shoving a lot of plants in a very tiny pot. And if you wanted it for a short amount of time, probably okay. I feel like it'd get really leggy really fast. Ooh, pink angelonia. I added that last month. It is pretty. And I feel like combine it, it's got a little bit of brightness. These ones are looking a little pinky. What are these ones called? Put this one, look at that, with that red chrysanthemum. And that's cute. Moss roses are back. My moss rose out front, the ones that didn't die, look really cute right now. So I feel like they're still going strong. These are really good ground cover. They had a little bit too much gapping, so they did allow weeds in my front area, but I wonder if they go into this season, they're a little happier. Maybe that won't be as much the case. Little lantanas and verbenas, and then big perennial plants. So cool, okay. Lots of fall color though. So let's see what we got over here. More lantanas. Are these lantana shrubs? No, these are lantana shrubs. Just a word warning, if anyone's gonna get this. Beyond the invasive discussion, I mean, like, this plant will be huge. Huge. Does it say it on here? It says it's only gonna get 2 feet tall. Maybe these are dwarf, but I mean, like, these you would need to space out a lot. Mexican heather. Ooh, nice dark red pentas, and then of course more coreopsis. And then sweet potatoes. These are sweet potato vines, not the edible sweet potatoes, but they are sweet potato vines, and they do add a lot of color. Oh wow, look at the leaves changing right here. That's really pretty. I mean, that's one thing living here in Florida is we don't get like the classic fall season, especially not in the fall time, but having things that change colors. That's one of the things I've been thinking about, is taking one of the edible plants, not sweet potatoes from my garden, but cranberry hibiscus, which has red leaves that look like they're red from the seasons changing, and adding it into one of the beds up front. So it's just one of the things I'm thinking about, and maybe you want to consider too, is how you add colorful leaves that are giving you fall without the weather actually changing. Okay, let's check out more. We got just more chrysanthemums. There are so many chrysanthemums right now. We have more red. I know they don't look red, but they're going to be red according to the tag. So you can see red rum. Ooh, these are pretty. I like this peach color. Oh, but it's apparently gonna be pink. This is a purple mum. They do not look purple at all. These are yellow. What do they call themselves? Orange. I think someone mislabeled. These are gonna be white ones. More yellows, but it says they're orange. Maybe that's a nutrition thing. I know we were talking about that last month. Is that sometimes the nutrition? But I mean, that's yellow. That's like a butter yellow, lemon yellow. And then here we have, I like this color. This is pretty. I don't see a tag on it, or if they do, it's not on this side. Oh, they're in cute little pumpkin pots. And they also, again, say they're gonna be red. I mean, yeah, I'm okay saying this one's red. Yellows, maybe orange. More pentas. Oh, a 2 for $14 deal. That's nice. You can get some pentas to add in. So they've got a couple different colors. They've got dark reds, a brighter pink red, pink that I love, and just more pink. Oh, and these ones all seem to have, let's see, 3 plants mixed in, because you can see bright pink, dark pink, dark pink. So there's 3 plants in each of these pots for $8. And you can divide them out. I did that recently, is I took mine apart, and as I took it out of my whiskey barrels and moved it into my front bed, I just separated them out, and they did really well. Ooh, that's pretty. It's just pretty. It's just a lot of mums. Not a lot of diversity in choices this month, but a lot of mums. And I think that's one of the things, it's just clustering plants together a lot right now. Look at that red. That's pretty. I like that. This is like, let me tell you guys, secret, I guess, thing to know. This color with a bright pink were actually my wedding colors. So like this more burgundy, maroon, red, and then like a bright pink, like, you know the pink I picked. It's like that bright pink penta. And that was actually my wedding colors. Hey, fun times. That was like a long time ago though. And actually the colors for my wedding were inspired by chrysanthemums, because Ben gets me flowers just because, and I really always liked the mums when he would get them for me. So that's how I picked my colors. So there we go. We got some purplish ones, some buttery yellow looking mums, just mums. Mums in pots for the ground, mums for pots in the air, mums for your garden, mums everywhere. Just some fun colors. See, they keep calling this orange. It looks peachy to me, like a peachy, pinky, I don't know, it's a pale orange. Oh, we got little mums. And now we got big mums. These are pretty too. So these are chrysanthemums. It says, I'm very stylish. Well, yes, you are. You are very stylish. Much taller, not rose, chrysanthemum there. That's really pretty. Oh, and look at that. Ooh, and they have smaller pots. This will be good because still big in size, but you can get them smaller. I like these for transplanting because they're super easy comparatively to other things. Okay, we're gonna head in and see what they have on the inside of the store. Okay, let's see. Here we've got more of the pink angelonias, which I do feel are very fall. And then celotias, kind of mixed pots, and then mixed with chrysanthemums. I'm not a fan of this combination. I do feel like that angelonia with that dark red chrysanthemum is very pretty though. If you want to see it a little closer. I'm thinking about if the pots I'm gonna make, do I do like a little bit of that? It feels fall to me. Does that feel fall to you? I don't know. I've been thinking about my front beds, what I'm gonna be putting in them. I do think I'm gonna put a lot of chrysanthemums, but I'm also thinking about native plants. I'm gonna be adding some starry Rawson weeds in, take my edible cranberry hibiscuses to add some more color. And so I've just been looking at like what kind of combinations. But I do know we're gonna get into some things in like a month, another month. So in October, probably a little bit later, we will get things like snapdragons and begonias back in. So impatiens and stuff like that. So there'll be some other fun things to work with. We're still kind of transitioning into those cooler days. And it's cooled down a little bit, but then it heats back up, and it cools down a little bit, and it heats back up. So, good mums. Some other things, sun patients coming back around. They're blooming a lot more than they were a month or two ago. It's like they survived back then, but now they're like, woo, we're happy. Lantana, Mexican heather, blue days, perennial peanut. We talked a lot about that last time. Those balloon plants, not looking as cute as they did a few months ago. Let's see, more marigolds. Ooh, and they're in little pots. What color are these ones? Orange, and it looks like maybe yellow. Some coleus for texture, which is a nice way to give a little bit of like cool relief, I feel like. Buy 36 and get 20% off. Oh my goodness, 36. That's a lot of plants. I mean, I might need it for up front, but that's a lot of plants. Still more mums, more mums. And vincas. Oh, and vincas in small trays, but these are the big vincas, not the cute little ones that I just loved over the summer. Definitely gonna do those ones again. Looks like they're trying to move some old inventory out. They got a lot of coleuses that look a leggy to me over there. Sun patients. Ooh, sun patients in trays. So if I wanted to do like a ground cover, these are a good like fill mat. I feel like the vincas, the mini vincas did really well with that. These sun patients will do really well being like a ground cover in the next few months. And I like that they have them in the 6-cell trays because those are much more economical for buying plants and getting them established, and just digging the holes are smaller. More vincas, pink vincas. So it's like we got some bright pinks. I do like that they have the dark pink sun patient. That'll look good with some of the plants. And the coleuses, we can get those in like a little tray. So it looks like the 6-cell trays are anywhere from like $11 to $14. This is a good combination for texture. I'm just not confident enough yet with like trimming habits. So I'm gonna keep working on my pruning habits there. And then we got impatiens. No? Vincas? Impatiens? Am I wrong? Is my brain frozen? Vincas, they're vincas. You know. Got a whole rack of chrysanthemums, more of those big yellow ones. And then all different colors in the smaller trays. Do you do fall plantings? I'm so curious. And if you do, what colors are you picking? Are you picking red coleuses? I mean, celotias? Vincas? Oh, these are more purpley. Interesting. So we got the purplies, pink, vincas, and white. All these are kind of in those $2. I love a $2. That's, we can buy a lot. We can buy a lot more with just a little bit of money. And also, I like these because it's so much easier to dig a hole for that. Ah, some more of this pink celotia. I might buy some of these since they're only $2 and backfill in that pot, because one of them, or two, one died because the angelonia flopped on top of it. And now I've pruned it, and now I've got a gap. I mean, it's probably gonna do the same thing again, but I might fill in a little bit more with Some more pink celotias. I know, pink, 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 pink. Oh, these begonias did so well. These are so bright and refreshing. Oh no. I feel like this adds like a nice brightness. I feel like I'm a little bit early for planting begonias, but these are very pretty. And I do feel like this orangey pink color would kind of give like a pop of relief amidst a lot of very dark, rich chrysanthemums. Just look at this, so many, all in these little $5 pots, which is great. These are all gonna get, I think, about 2 feet wide and a foot tall, so a nice size mound eventually once they grow in. So this is pretty. And you've got color options. So you've got your reds, our whites, pinks. This is the color I picked last year that kind of looked more mauve, and then once it was in the ground, it became much more like that all around. Then we got white again, yellow, some oranges. See, these oranges look more orange. They don't look like, see, yellow, and it says yellow. That makes sense. It's orange, it says orange. This makes sense. Those ones back there, okay, I'll give them time. We have more purple mums, and then of course a light pink. I think that's a nice color too. I know, I always picking pink, but I mean, it is pretty. Come on, you can't deny it. Just displays of mums. They've got a million mums here right now. Let's take a moment, we'll just check this side. It's basically almost exactly the same. If you look through, they just lined up everything. So they have all the colors on both sides. So the oranges, the yellows, the whites, the pinks, the purples, more reds. So we got a whole mixture, just fields of mums. I feel like if I do this, I'd have to mix in some other things too. I did test though earlier this year with the mums that I planted last October, or was it November? That I did give them a prune because there was a point at which there was a little bit of dead material on top, or no, they stayed green, and then I gave them a little prune, and then it started to bud again. So that was kind of cool. Have any of you guys done that? Because I thought mums were kind of a one and done for flowering, and they are not. They bloomed a few times through. Okay, up top we've got those sun patience we were looking at. I think this was last month, or maybe it's another two, but this is just a really cool leaf color. This is a really cool, but it's tropical all day long. That doesn't give me fall, but this is really pretty. I'm trying to get you guys up there so you can see. I mean, look how dark those leaves are, but look how vibrant those flowers are. Really pretty. And then up above, we also have begonia. Oh, those are vincas. These first few are vincas. I'm sorry, I was looking past. And then it goes to begonias. And then we have more vincas, and then moss roses. Let's see if I can get you guys up there. More vincas. And then, oh, golden pothos. That is so invasive in my area. I have people like, it's taking over entire parts of their trees. And then down here, this is all perennial. Yeah, this is all perennials except for this Chrysandra, which is shrimp plant. This is, I think, a long-lived or a short-lived perennial for us, because I do see people in my neighborhood. Actually, I have a neighbor. I saw one. She had like a 3-foot tall one in her garden. So Chrysandra, aka the not invasive shrimp plant. Those are pretty. I think hummingbirds, right? Am I wrong? I think I'm right. So I feel like we still have a ton of choices. I feel like in a month, we're probably gonna have a lot more choices. But I do wanna create a lot of like fall in the back, especially by the vegetable garden, because the vegetable garden is flipping. I know we're flower people. Well, maybe you're a flower person and a vegetable person, but the vegetable garden's really starting to flip into tomatoes and corn and beans, but also we're getting ready to start things like lettuce and onions. So I kind of wanna have flowers that are more fall. Okay, so just bigger mums in all sizes. And then we get into some of the perennialized plants, and then those really pretty vincas we saw last. Oh, periwinkles. Well, they're vincas, right? It says periwinkle. But then if I look at the scientific name, Vinca major. Ha! We figured it out. But these are, again, these really tropical looking ones. But I feel like you can mix it in. And I feel like the center is giving a little bit of blood. And so if you wanted it for like Halloween, maybe you add this in. Your bloody, I don't know. I really decorate for Halloween. I'm much more of a Christmas person. So, but I feel like that, like you could kind of play with that if you're into Halloween. That could be fun. Ooh, this is a perennial plant, but what is it? Oh, is this azaleas? What is that? Yep, it's an azalea. Oh, these are pretty little azaleas. That's neat. We do have a native azalea. We actually have 2 native azaleas, a pink one and the flame orange one, which I think the flame orange one's really great. They wouldn't work for my area, but I do see lots of my neighbors have azaleas, and this little mini azalea is pretty neat looking. I wonder how big it gets. Oh, this one only gets 3 feet tall. This is a mini azalea. I was right in thinking so. Not what we're searching for today. Back to these flowers. All right, more vincas that they call periwinkles. Interesting. Lantanas. And then the darker vincas. A brighter pink vinca. Are these giving you more summer or fall? And then we have lantana. And then some celosia. I do not like the way these yellowy celosias look. Maybe it would work well for Halloween. I don't know. They're giving very spooky Tim Burton to me. Sometimes this gives me Dr. Seuss, sometimes it gives, but let's see. Let's see. Is this giving you guys a good Halloween mix? What do you think? Does that feel like, ooh, spooky? I don't know. I told you, Christmas is more my thing, not Halloween, but I mean, that's something interesting going on there. Okay, more coreopsis. And then we've got our blue daisies, and then like a purpley pink, like a light purple lavender kind of penta, and then a pink penta. I love pink pentas. That's like the pink for my wedding. Well, a little bit paler than that, but pretty much that. And now you can see. This is very pretty, but does not give fall. I think if you mix, oh, here's a darker penta. I think if you mix these with some of the other things like the coreopsis, it could be fun. Because I feel like if you take something like that and you mix it with something like that, and then you put a lot of those oranges, like with the coreopsis, that could be really pretty. But we're gonna just set that there for right now. Keep looking. Mexican heather, I'm looking around. I don't really see too much different. Ooh, limited time deal, pentas, $7, love it. Love a deal. Pentas. There's my favorite pinks. There's that dianthus, that looks cute. Porterweed invasive. Mexican petunias. I guess they're getting some other color Mexican petunias. I'm used to the purple ones. These look like a pink Mexican petunia. They got white ones over there, pink ones there. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Roses. That's a perennial. But lots of yellow roses. Very pretty. Very, 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 very pretty. I actually saw that one of my neighbor's roses was blooming. It's under a giant oak tree, so I don't know if it let it kind of go for the summertime and be okay. But a lot of plants I know start turning around right now. Some white roses, pink roses, and some pink angelonia. And here's our ready sets, aka ready refills, I'm sorry. Ready refill baskets, and most of these are, let's see, some patience and some chrysanthemums. How do you guys think about this one? I'm gonna no. I'm gonna pass on that. I wonder if it's because it was this and then it died, so they shoved something in. Nope, they did it purposefully. Okay. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm gonna go with the pass on that. And cactuses. Okay, I'm definitely not getting any cactuses. And then we got some more over here. So now I need to have a bit of a think, because I'm gonna be taking the pots that the ageratum are in and the moss roses, which I'm thinking those are just gonna get moved, and there's a mini vinca. And I think I'm gonna move those up front, the ageratums, because they are full and healthy, but they're not doing a lot right now. And I feel like they'll be happier up front. They're gonna have more space. And there's like some good sections where I could just plop them in. So I think that's what I'm gonna do with those. And the moss roses, they kind of look like they're on the way out, the ones that are in the back garden. The one in the front, there's still some going and they're happy up there. So, but those, so I have 2 whiskey barrels and a small pot I could do something with. Plus a lot of these chrysanthemums are in like cute little aesthetic pots. So I could just grab one of those too. So let me have a think about what kind of mix are we gonna do. I'm not going to commit to not doing pink, but I'm just gonna say the majority of it's not gonna be pink, okay? There could be pink in there. The majority of it won't be pink. So I'm gonna have a think, and then we'll meet back up and I'll show you what I got. And we're back. These are the flowers. What are you thinking? I did fall. Did I do fall? I did fall. I think I did the fall thing. Okay, I feel like you knew it was gonna happen. The mums, the chrysanthemums. And I went back and forth on like what I was gonna do. But they had these little like self-containing pots, And I just figured, so here, let me give you my mindset. One, I love the I love the coreopsis. There was no way I wasn't gonna get the coreopsis. But I realized that this coreopsis is not the same as the ones I've already been getting. Those ones are a shorter type. And this coreopsis is called the Uptick Gold and Bronze Coreopsis versus those ones are called like Lil something. And these ones are gonna get, I think, a little bit taller. These are 12 to 14 inch. And what I noticed about them is bigger flower, a little bit taller. And so what I was thinking is like, I mean, like, I've been playing with these all summer long, but these are just so fall, right? Like they're so fall. And I knew I wanted to do some of the purpley reds as I tried to stay away from pink. And so I was like, well, we need something to break up the reds and the purples and the like the kind of like darker colors. And I just, I love a coreopsis. I couldn't not get a coreopsis. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of the whiskey barrels over there and we're gonna make it these bigger coreopsis. So I got 4 plants. And these ones, just to give you the fact sheets, is 6 hours of direct sun. Yep, we're gonna get that. 12 to 14 inches high, 12 to 14 inches wide. So the pot that we're gonna be doing, I think, is 22 inches wide. So they'll be a little bit crammed in there, but I can move these around. And this is a summer fall plant. So this one pot, boom. I was just like, this is gonna be the thing. And I've been trying to do better about clustering my flowers so that we really can like feel the difference. Also, I will show you last month's pot because I know it was very sad looking when I showed it to you last time, and it looks way better now. The second pot, I really wanted to do these dianthus. I wanted to come in and use these colors because I just thought, with this coreopsis, I just felt like these did the best. I did do a lot of comparing and dragging pots back and forth across the place, looking at how the colors combine. And I just thought the dianthus, and with the height, because they will fill the other whiskey barrel. There are 4 plants. There are 2 of the Rockin' Red. Oh, that's right. They were just called Rockin' Red. And then 2 of the Rockin' Purple. Please tell me they call them purple and not pink. Okay, good. I didn't do pink, I swear. I really tried not to do pink this month. I pushed myself to try and pick other colors. I kept thinking like, oh, I could add a little pop of pink. And I said, no, you get joy from pink, but there's enough pink here. So I went with the dianthus. And what I like about the dianthus is both of these are pollinator plants, and this is gonna be really good, 1, just for color, but 2, they're gonna be near my tomato plants, and my tomato plants needs the plants that the bees like, and this will be a good combination to put near there to bring the bees in, give them food, and then when my little tomato flowers open, boom, the bees can come hang out. So I'm excited for this combo. I'm excited to give my dianthus more space because I remember when I did some earlier this year, I didn't give them enough space. So we'll put 4 of them in. I wanted to put these 2 so that they're like, the purples and the reds kind of mixed together. And then next to it will be the yellows and the red with the little pop of red. And I just thought doesn't that look good? Does that look good? Do you guys like that? And then I was like, okay, let me add a little bit more to bring it down into more fall. And of course I was gonna go with a chrysanthemum. Of course I was gonna go with something in this family because I've been waiting to do the chrysanthemums. Last month felt like it was just a little too early, a little too hot. So I went with one of these little smaller pots. And I was gonna, because I have that little pot that has the vincas in it, I was gonna swap it out for this, but it just felt, it just felt like it was missing a little something. But let me give you the stats. So this is one of those little $5 pots. And this gets 12 to 24 inches high and 16 to 30 inches wide. So this is one that once I put it in the little pot, it's eventually gonna need to go into a bigger space. But I thought for right now, to get us started, this was just gonna be fun, just to have those colors. But it felt like we needed a little bit more to bring it into fall. And that's when I decided to grab 2 of these they have the little extra pot on it. Another plastic ones. I'm not a huge fan, but you know what? I was like, let's just do a thing. So I got the red mums, and I thought that really pulled in that fall look. And then I got the quote unquote orange mums. So these are like, they're more in the family with that coreopsis. And I just thought, like, if I do that, but over there, I feel like this is we're bringing in fall, right? It's doing the thing. And I'm really excited about it. Now let's take a look at these ones. So this specifically is the orange mum, and it gets same size, 12 to 24 inches high, 16 to 30 inches wide. and you want to space them about 12 to 24 inches. So this pot's eventually going to be not too big, but you know me, I'll move them around once they get a little stressed out from these pots. But I thought this would be a color combination that is just, it says fall. And I feel like October, we're in fall. September is kind of questionable because it's hotter than hot, though we did get a cold snap, so I was really excited about that, but it's still like hot. And let me show you, actually, before we go and install these, let me show you the other pot. The one that I started to do, it's not looking its best, not because the flowers, but because the roselle crops are collapsing on them, which is very fall because that's gonna make a cranberry sauce substitute. And they have huge hibiscus flowers on it. It's very pretty right now. So here is last month's flower pots. They are filling in. The bees are loving it. You can see there's like a little black skipper. I think that's like a marsh skipper flying around. Bees. The gaillardias look great. The angelonia over here I pruned. The angelonia over here I pruned. The garas, I don't know if you can see them. They are there. They bounce back. The only problem is this is happening. This is very fall. This does not give you fall. All these calyxes, I have to harvest this and cut it back and get it back. But yeah, so I pruned the 2 angelonias. So that's what's just happening there. That's gonna happen this week. And then I did prune these celotias. I did grab a couple extra ones because this angelonia flopped over on the ones that were over here and it kind of squished them. So I picked up some of those $2 ones and I'll just backfill in some of the space. And I think we'll have to add a little bit of fertilizer there too. But we have some color. We're filling in. Things are going well. I also realized that penta might be like of a mini penta and might not actually get any height on it, which, well, go figure. So the spot we're gonna be using is gonna be this spot over here, and you can see the moss roses, they're not dead, but they're just kind of hanging out. And this ageratum is, well, it's huge. It's not flowering enough, but it's huge. And the little vinca, well, it's ready to be moved out of that teeny tiny pot. So this is the space we're gonna use. We'll clean this up, get them installed, do the magic of editing. Here's what it ends up looking like. And we're done. We've added our October flowers to the garden, and I'm really excited about this combination because I really do feel this is gonna bring the fall look to this Florida garden in the month of October. And if you're looking for some more ideas for flowers, or you just want to see the journey of the garden, go ahead and check out last month's flower video. And if you want the planner that can help keep you on track of what's in bloom throughout the year and what to plant, go ahead and pick up the planner right here. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.